Well, it's time right now to get those legal questions answered. You can go ahead and call us, get that call in queue, or text us. It's the same number either way, 256-536-0077. You can see here Michael Timberlake with our friends over at Timberlake League and Brooks joining us. First of all, always a pleasure to have you with us.
It's always good to be here.
So while we wait for our first caller, let's talk about a timely topic. So there are definitely some liability risk when you throw that graduation party.
Yeah, well, you know, one thing I would say is congratulations to all the parents and all the seniors, and it's a great time of year, and everybody's graduating from high school, college, you know, and everybody wants to celebrate. But you got to do that responsibly, and in particular, if there's alcohol involved, you want to make sure that you take all the appropriate precautions to not expose yourself to any legal liability, or, you know, create a situation where people could get hurt. You know, that's not what you want to do. So the best advice we give people is say, look, if you're hosting a party at your house, you are a social host. You can provide alcohol to people that are of legal age to drink. And simply providing alcohol as a social host does not expose you to liability. Now, if you get in a situation where somebody's been overserved, you know they're overserved, and you know they're about to get in a car and operate a motor vehicle, then that becomes kind of the gray zone. You know, obviously, you want to arrange for transportation under those circumstances. Where we see the most problems in that kind of situation is where homeowners host a party and there are people that are minors, that are less than 21 years of age, that are there consuming alcohol. Right. And if the homeowner is present in the home and knows they are there, minors are there, that is a crime in Alabama. So that is something that you can expose you to criminal liability for providing alcohol to minors in a house party setting. It can also open you to civil liability. You could be responsible for the conduct of those minors that you illegally provided alcohol to.
I hear we've got a caller on the line.
All right, great.
Is this Sharon from Russellville? You there?
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead with your question.
Okay, I was wanting to know, I'm asking a question for my daughter. She has a car that she's trying to pay off, and they told her she could not pay payments ahead of time, that she has agreed to a 72-month payoff.
So,
is that legal?
Right. In terms of, so there's a provision in the contract that won't allow for an accelerated payoff. You know, you'd have to look at the exact terms of the contract, but if that's what she agreed to, then that's something that they can have in the contract, that it's they're going to get their the principal plus the interest for 72 months. Now you could potentially negotiate a payoff, but it would probably be more than the actual principal that's owned on the car. But you got to look at the contract that she signed or any co-signer signed when they bought the car to determine whether that is in the contract.
Well, back to our topic of the liabilities of hosting graduation parties. Alabama clearly has a legal limit for how much alcohol beyond makes you intoxicated, but overserved. Most people, when guests leave their party, do not make them blow into a breathalyzer. So how do you, if somebody is not overly intoxicated, but beyond that legal limit at all, is that still a liability?
Well, I mean, you know, obviously, if it's somebody that's operating a motor vehicle, it's 0.02 for a minor or 0.08 for an adult. Those are the types of things you would look at. But merely serving minors alcohol in your home, regardless of whether they're intoxicated, is a crime.
Good rule of thumb. If they are graduating high school, they are probably not supposed to be drinking.
Exactly.
College may be a different story. Exactly. And I do believe we have another caller.
Sure. Dial your operator.
Do we have a caller?
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up.
I believe our caller has been disconnected.
You know, and so that's what we tell everybody is, look, is use common sense. If you want to host an event for people, you know, do not provide alcohol for minors. Do not permit minors to drink alcohol on your property. It's just not worth the risk, and it can create problems. and if you are serving adults, use your common sense. Make sure you use the appropriate judgment, and if somebody needs a ride, provide them a ride. Prepare that. If you're going to host a party, prepare to have that available through Uber or from a designated driver ahead of time so that you can make sure everybody can enjoy themselves and get home safe.
And then if you're one of those adults attending the party, maybe you should use a little good judgment too.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about the blog real quickly? And
Yeah, so if you got more information, we have a blog on our website. It's law-injury.com, and you go to the blog, and there are just millions of different blog posts about, well, not millions, but hundreds of blog posts about different topics that may be of interest. And some of it's personal injury is what we do, and some of it is just general legal knowledge. So, poke around and see what you can find.
Michael, good to have you with us.
Okay,
And
great
we'll
to be
right
here.
back.